Folks, welcome into the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Monday, and thanks so much for taking time out of your day to take a look at the forecast. Although it looks like the early part of the week will remain quiet, we still have some question marks regarding how the forecast evolves late this week. And the latest model data this morning still yields some questions regarding what we'll deal with and how we'll deal with it as we head through the end parts of this week. I think there's also still a chance for most of the rain chances or the bulk of the rainfall to maybe continue to be slowly delayed by the upper level storm system to our west. We'll talk about all that in just a minute. Visible satellite doesn't show much. This morning, showers across east central Arkansas have moved into the Tennessee Valley, and we should stay dry through the rest of the day. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, 70 in Magnolia, 71 in El Dorado, 76 in Monroe, so a little bit cooler to the northwest, but not drastically cooler, and most of us should land in the low end of the 80s today. Compared to temperatures 24 hours ago, most of us generally running in step with where we were at this point yesterday, but there are some spots that are, again, trailing a smidge behind. Winds are out of the south, and in some instances out of the southwest, generally in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range, although those winds have been slightly higher along the Mississippi Valley through much of the late morning and early afternoon. Your day planner made possible by the Monroe Chamber of Commerce and Leaders of Change. Learn more at monroe.org. Another warm afternoon in store. Daytime highs landing in the low end of the 80s for most of us. A few clouds could sneak in tonight. We stay mild, though. Lows will eventually fall into the mid to upper 50s. The forecast has been uploaded. The latest updates now available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app. As we set the stage for the middle part of the week, low-level moisture will increase. We'll talk about total moisture more in just a minute, but you look for showers and storms to develop late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Most of that activity looks to generally stay to our west. Then the front that's driving a lot of that potential gets pushed even farther to the northwest as we set the stage for the upcoming weekend, with most of the activity for Thursday and Friday staying out of our area. Saturday is a little bit of a wild card as showers and storms expect to set in late in the day thanks to a slow-moving front that will be stretched out across much of the Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley and into the Tennessee Valley, and that could wind its way through our area, being the focus of showers and thunderstorms. I will say at this point, I'm not overly impressed with any kind of severe weather threat, simply because while it is quite warm and it'll be quite humid, there's not a lot of upper-level support that would generate and sustain a significant severe weather threat. That said, the front essentially stalls across the region and continues to funnel moisture through the area through the early parts of next week. So we'll, again, have to keep an eye on this scenario to see how it unfolds and what it means in terms of rain totals. The severe weather threat for Wednesday, again, does teeter just outside of our area or on the far western fringes of our coverage area through the Arklatex region. Winds and hail are the primary concerns then. The Thursday severe weather threat is well to our west. The Friday severe weather threat also more than likely stays to our west. And then the Saturday threat, as that front starts to approach the area, starts to move a little bit closer to the region. But for now, the early outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center keep the greatest threat, the best ingredients for organized thunderstorms, again, to our west. Could these outlooks change? Absolutely. But right now, the main focus is on heavy rain potential, and that's what we kind of shift into as we take a look at the water vapor imagery. Not a whole lot happening right now. Ridge of high pressure out over the northern portions of Mexico and into the Rio Grande Valley, and then you could see that first disturbance making its way onshore across the Pacific coastline. As you take a look at mid-level winds and total moisture in the atmosphere, again, this is going to be disturbance one as it takes shape and starts to move into the region, and this high-pressure ridge starts to flatten out over the next couple of days. Note, we've already got a little bit of return moisture across much of the southeastern United States, and this moisture is kind of trapped in, left over, if you will, from the front that moved through this weekend. So as we set us up for the rest of this work week, you could see that main disturbance kick out on Wednesday, and then a much deeper plume of moisture setting up through the early parts of next week. And a lot of that is driven by an upper low that closes off and really spends most of the weekend out to our southwest. And as it does, it continues to just funnel a lot of deep layered moisture across much of the Gulf Coast region, the lower Mississippi and mid-Mississippi valleys. That's a lot of water. And when the other thing to take into account with this is when you have that much water in the atmosphere and temperatures are well above normal, it doesn't take much disturbance in the atmosphere to fire off showers and thunderstorms. You bring a surface boundary like the one that we could deal with on Saturday into play as well, and that provides some lift in the atmosphere. All of those ingredients together point toward showers and thunderstorms. Not necessarily severe thunderstorms, although it's a possibility. I think this looks to be, as it shapes up right now, more of a rain event. The other question, and I really want to acknowledge this, is when the heaviest rain sets up. I know right now it looks to be Saturday, Sunday, but depending on that upper low and when it decides to kind of open up and get absorbed into the mid-level pattern, we could be looking at more of a Sunday, Monday time frame. There's some model data that brings the heaviest rain and the more sustained rainfall through the region early to middle parts of next week, kind of 7 to 9 to 10 days from now. So that's kind of the wild card in this, is the who's, what's, whens, and wheres of the specifics of the forecast. Again, it does look like we trend soggy. The 6 to 10 day temperature outlook points toward that as well. Pretty high confidence of being above average precip-wise. I'll look at what we call the national blend of models, and this is just, again, kind of a post-produced model product that takes a lot of data into account, also takes some climatology and historical data into account. And this is also backed off quite a bit from where we were this morning when it was painting a lot of 2 to 4 inch rain totals. And I mentioned this morning that as the data continues to be refined, a lot of the forecast is going to ebb and flow, change. Rain totals are going to go up and down. Rain chances are going to go up and down. Severe weather threats are going to move around, get bigger, get smaller, all these types of things over the next 3, 4, 5 days. So the raw model data kind of throws out, and this isn't even raw model data, but this particular product throws out anywhere from inch to 3 inch rain totals across the region. The official rainfall forecast from the Weather Prediction Center has also been tweaked, and again falls quite in line with a lot of the data that we've already seen in terms of the blended model data. 1 to 3 inch totals. This morning it was more 2 to 4 inch totals. Again, these types of numbers are going to kind of ebb and flow, seesaw back and forth through much of this week as we get a better grip on the forecast over the next several days. Low 80s today, mostly sunny, winds out of the south, staying way above normal for this time of year. Lows tonight, mid to upper 50s, winds will stay out of the south as well. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Again, all of these numbers have been updated since this morning, so the latest forecast for your area is available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Mid 80s by Friday. Yes, it is March. Mid-80s, well above normal for this time of year. Some areas have seen records tied, broken in some instances, and that's just going to depend on sunshine and just general conditions and where the records sit in any particular area on any particular day. You see the showers and storms back in Saturday, Sunday. I've brought the rain chances down kind of into the manageable, the medium range, if you will, until we get a higher certainty on the timing and placement of a lot of the storm system. I still wouldn't be surprised if we don't have to bump those rain chances back a little bit more. But all things that we will continue to refine as we go through the rest of the week. And that's how things sit on this Monday afternoon. I'll join you a little bit later today. It'll be before 5 o'clock. It'll be during the 4 o'clock hour as we tie a bow on this Monday. And we'll also have your fish and game forecast made possible by First South Farm Credit a little bit later today. Wife's out of town until Wednesday for some work stuff, so me and the kiddo will, adjust the live stream schedule as needed, but you'll still get all the information that you'll need. But those morning live streams may be a little earlier for the next couple of mornings, maybe a little later. All those types of things that take into account. But again, you'll get all the information that you need as we set up for the second half of this week. Wife comes back in on Wednesday. The plan is for us to drive south. There's a wedding. We have a wedding that she has to be in. She is in the wedding this weekend in Galveston. It's a dear, dear friend of ours, or dear friends of ours, and I would like to go as well. The plan is for me to go and take all the remote equipment with me, and if we got to do live streams from a hotel room or whatever, so be it. But that's the plan later this week, and of course, we are always prepared to adjust plans as we see fit. Again, you can check the app, the website for the latest forecast. Have a great rest of your Monday. I'll check in with you in a couple of hours. And thanks so much for making the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank part of your day. Sherry, Louisiana Cooker, May. Thank you all so much for joining as we go through this Monday and we go through this first full week of the month of March. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Century Next Bank is proud to sponsor Digital Weather Desk with local meteorologist Jared Floyd.
The Digital Weather Desk is your local source for the latest weather information to help keep you and your family safe and to plan your week. You can follow us on our social media platforms, download our app, and you can also find us at digitalweatherdesk.com. The Digital Weather Desk,
Powered by Century Next Bank.